Can hear you, Julie.
Okay, we are live now. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Just welcome to meet Tina here. How's everyone's doing? Well, I know it's kind of early in some of the area in the world, like in Thailand. I got a lot of followers from Thailand, but anyway, we got a lot of people in the United States here today. I'm so excited. Let me tell you why I'm so excited. December 11th. And I
Oh,
got this
yeah.
special magical number 11, which I think is represents two of my guests today. The dual psychic medium. They are amazing. Number 11 represent extremely intuitive, and they both are extremely intuitive. Hey, if any of you guys are here, please type in that you're here. Say hello. I'm just going to check to see if give me a second here. Trying to get used to using this StreamYard here. And I'm trying to get the chat going. Hold on for a second.
Sure.
But anyway, guys, I would like to, those who are online and watching this live, please go ahead and type in post hello, say hello, post comments. So I'm trying to get my comment box here going because I can't see it yet. Should be. But anyway, guys, welcome. I'm just going to let that go for a second. Welcome to my guests and welcome everyone who are tuning in. This is Meet Tina Live, and I'm so excited to have two of my guests here on a special date, December 11. Number 11 is a very, very magical number. It's awakening number. It's a number of, well, if you add number one, which is Theon, and another number one, which is Julie, that's come up to number two. And on tarot card is a priestess. And guess what? They are extremely powerful, extremely intuitive, the most intuitive card on the deck, right? I mean, I was like, wow, I didn't think about that until like an hour earlier before we started this live show. So let's welcome the double trouble here. I said double trouble. No, I'm just kidding. They are like, I mean, just very
put it.
They are right. They are double trouble. Double trouble when it comes to psychic investigation, mediumship. Any kind of intuitive work, coaching, intuitive coaching. Yes, they are double trouble because they can help you guys which any way you want. They are so, really, really good. So we are going to experience their energy today, what they have to share. So let me introduce both of them. One of you guys can go first, either Julie or Theon. I rather have my guests introduce themselves because you can be a lot more clear with who you are. You can introduce yourself to, listener here. Let's go with Julie. How about that?
Volunteer.
Yes, because Julie was on here last week and her audio was not good at all, so we never get it going. So now we invited both of them to come on. So I'm going to let Julie talk first. How about that? Because she lost her kind of chance last week. Let's do that.
Well, I'm glad that I'm back and that my audio is working. So we
have
a little energy going on. As soon as Theon and I signed on, just 2 hours later for our show, Paranormal Mediums, my audio was fine. So there was some kind of little energy going on. So my name is Julie Star Parker. I have a PhD in psychology, and I am a transpersonal psychologist. And what that means, transpersonal psychology is a subfield of psychology that includes the spiritual realm. So psychology is about your mental processes and your behavior. There are when I got my master's degree in transpersonal psychology, and then I got my PhD in psychology with focus on consciousness and spirituality, there were only 3 universities in the United States that offered that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and 2 of them were in California. So I got in California, and there's one in Virginia Beach, Atlantic University, that offers that master's degree as well. So I have been teaching psychology for the past 18 years, and now I'm currently teaching online for community.
Wow. I didn't know that. This is amazing. So
Yeah.
besides doing this consulting coaching, you're doing
Yeah.
reading too.
That's
Mhm.
pandemic that has sent me on a new direction. So I'm doing the online teaching, but I'm also now offering my services as an intuitive life coach, also as a psychic medium, and also paranormal consultant. So people who are having difficulties, troubles with paranormal activity or unsettling, disturbing, scary psychic experiences or entity experiences, I will do readings on that for you. And I can also do clearings and also give some education on how to manage that.
Oh, wow.
So
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have a background in law enforcement.
Oh, wow. That's totally nothing.
The entire
Right.
20s, yeah, from
Yeah.
20 till 29, I was a deputy sheriff in Wake County, North Carolina. And so I have a lot of experience with that. And I left. I gave everything up and I escaped to California from North Carolina back then. And I went to school and I just started a whole new life. And so things are transitioning again. And I'm just loving the new chapter.
Wow, awesome. Welcome, Julie. Wow, amazing bio here. Psychologist slash intuitive counselor slash energy reader, healer slash paranormal investigator slash sheriff. Oh, wow.
It's a lot. And I had a lot of, I had interesting psychic experiences when I was in law enforcement. That's how I discovered I was psychic.
Wow. If we have time, you better share. We're going to bring them back more often because both Julie and Theon have experienced a lot of paranormal. And I think this is kind of fascinating to be, sharing with the audience, what you guys have experienced. You will also show the audience, the listener, how to get rid of all this bad negative energy, correct?
Can help with that. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Well, how about Theon? Theon, let's talk about you.
Well, I don't really want to follow Julie on that. No, I'm just kidding.
You got this muscle flex here.
I know, right? No, and Julie forgot to add one more thing. We are dear, dear friends. So that's one of her accolades. No,
Awesome.
yeah, for me,
like my best friend. She is my best.
That's amazing, though, that you do this together, as best friends. I love that. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and we just have the best time, and that's why we love doing our show, Paranormal Mediums. We talk about paranormal activity and things like that, and give readings as well. But for me, I am an intuitive, a psychic medium. Actually, a born psychic medium. Let's see, remote viewer and a healing channel. So for me, Julie and I actually went to ISC together, where we took just about every intuitive and psychic course that we could. And so we are all over the place when it comes to just absolutely the love of all things metaphysical, paranormal, and we definitely make a great pair. But for me, I was running a technology and security business for, at the time, about 15 years, and really just felt that I needed more. As I said, I'm a born medium, but because of just conditioning and things like that, I really kind of pushed that away. And, it took me some years to kind of regain that wanting to connect. And once I did, I just kind of hit the ground running. And now, it's
just
crazy.
run. Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. And now I teach intuitive courses, have psychic development circles, mentorships, one-on-one readings and things like that. But, it's really our love for it. We also do like psychic detective work where we aid in helping solve missing persons or just, I would say, mysteries of all kinds. So we've been working with Pam Cordonado and had been taking her advanced class for about, I would say, 5 or 6 months now.
Oh, she's amazing.
Right. Just
Yes.
absolutely amazing. And so really trying to explore all of those things at one time. And now I'm starting to get into retreats. So I'll be doing actually Julie and Deborah Katz, as well as Josh from Hope Paranormal, are going to be doing a 3-day paranormal. It's actually, I would say, an extreme retreat in St. Augustine. Yeah, St. Augustine.
Well, we'll make it extreme there because I'm interested.
Oh, yes. Well, it's we're going to do a lot of paranormal investigations using equipment, mediumship. We're going to be doing seances, intuitive development. I'm taking people on walking tours, utilizing intuitive abilities while we do it. It's going to be nonstop excitement. And usually as Julie knows, because we do a lot of traveling and retreating. So our retreats are usually a great deal of fun. So, and extremely beneficial, especially for people that are really trying to explore their intuitive abilities, as well as really try to understand that mediumship as well.
Wow.
So,
well, I'm going to ask a listener who wants to attend the retreat that Theon and Julie's organized. This is going to be in next April, correct? In Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
In St. Augustine.
When you guys want to go, want to come along, we'll get more information for you guys. These two will organize this retreat in Florida next year in April. It's going to be a lot of paranormal works, right? Investigations, and that's going to be fun. Well, hello, Ishika from India. So we got someone from India. That's awesome. And we got several people from Thailand. Hello, Vipa. Hello. And wow, I mean, just tell us where you come from. I mean, it's the beautiful things about, nowadays is being online, and you get people from all the world, and that's what's a nice thing, that we can connect with, and help people all over the world, not just United States. Back in the days, it used to be just local. If you want to help your clients, it has to be local. But now, since everything's all Wi-Fi on internet, it's kind of nice for all of us to be able to help people online via Zoom. You guys do most of the work online or in person? Let me ask you this.
Yes. I do a lot of mine. One thing I forgot to add, I'm the founder of EvolvMe online spiritual community. Probably should have added that.
Yes.
But yes, we do a majority of our work online. I know Julie does too, right?
Not all, but the majority. And I do want to add that Theon is the sole organizer of the retreats.
Wow, not you, Julie. So just Theon. That's going to be a lot of work.
I'm just going to go help. I'm the sidekick.
So you're just going to go and have fun, and she's
one heck of a sidekick, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of work to organize that alone. Yes. Hello, the healer. Hello, and hello, everyone who just joining in. There's going to be more people coming. Please share the video. Please share this live broadcast, because it's going to be fun. These two ladies going to be sharing stuff about paranormal, how to get rid of bad energy, and maybe if we have time, we're going to be doing some reading. So some of you guys may get lucky and get a live reading for these amazing two readers. They are amazing. I think I shared on the last meeting with Julie that I was so impressed with her flower drawing. I'm not just going to go into detail that much today, but I was like blown away by her drawing. I don't know if they're going to do drawing today. I can't promise, but you guys going to have to, tune in, wait and see what's going on. We're just going to go with the flow here. How about that? So what you guys want to share with the audience today? I know this is the first time that we have both of you together. We're going to have more of you guys coming back. We may do series 1, 2, 3, and any of your audience would like to get a personal service, I have their description, their contact, their information underneath the description of this video. So you can look them up, and they got their website. The EvolvMe is a website that Theon offer a lot of intuitive coaching service, spiritual service that you can go and check out, as well as Julie. She does the one-on-one personal service as well. All right, guys, what's going on with the what do you call it, energy, or would you like to share with us today? Because I leave it up to you guys. Yeah, I didn't even ask them what they want to share. Yeah.
Oh, we can talk all night. Yeah,
right?
you're gonna, yeah.
Exactly. You guys have time, just pull your chair, pull your bed in, we're gonna stay here all many hours. So let's begin with, you guys wanted to share your paranormal experience or share some of whatever that think the audience would be interested. There's a lot of interesting stuff we can talk about really in this area. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny is Julie and I, we instantly connected. Her and I are very much alike when it comes to paranormal, comes to, like I said, just that the love for all things metaphysical. I think what really bonded us is when we both were having a conversation and both admitted that when we were young, we tried to move the salt and pepper shakers with our minds. And I thought I was the only one in the world that did stuff like that. And yeah, I definitely found my sister when she told me about that too.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing. You guys got something alike. Isn't that amazing?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
My dad caught me doing it one day and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to move this with my mind and it won't move."
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask the audience, any one of you have ever done this? Move the salt shaker or any items with your mind. Just type one if you have done that in your life or when you were young. I actually have tried that before myself too, but not salt and peppers or something else. It was like a coin. I put them on a table and I try to move the coins with my mind and see if they're going to move. And of course, just like Julie, it never moved.
Yeah, right. I once moved tinfoil, at least I think I did. But it might have been the wind. But
Strong wind indeed. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the interesting thing with Julie and I is we have a lot of paranormal experiences, and we we don't really have a fear of that. As a kid, like I said, I was a medium and would see my grandfather in full apparition like for years on, and I didn't really realize what that was.
How old how old did you start seeing your grandfather's spirit?
As long as I can remember. I remember even as young as 3, seeing him and him bending down and me not knowing that he actually passed before I was born. And so I would just, tell my mother, and she really wouldn't say anything because, that was her father. So it was hard. And then finally, after years, she was like, but he passed. And I'm like, but there's no way. So we had this ongoing argument, not an argument, but this back and forth. I'm like, I swear I've met him a few times.
Wow.
So, but it was my conditioning that was just like, okay, maybe she's right. But
let me ask you, when he came to you, did he say anything to you? Did he take you anywhere besides seeing him? Mm-hmm.
Good question. Yes, he would tell me things to tell my mother. And would always, he would just have this very gentle, calm voice, very loving, I love you, he would say, and I could smell his cologne. And, and so it was like having my grandfather there, and and in my life. And I didn't realize that, nobody else could see him.
Wow. That's amazing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And very, very interesting. And even now he is still very much part of my life, and also my son's life as well. My son, from the moment he could speak, would tell me the same things, would talk about my grandfather, people that have passed. And so he was extremely intuitive. And so I guess my grandfather kind of makes rounds. And
awesome.
Yeah. And so when I met Julie, she is basically a, I'll let her explain her situation.
Yeah, let's hear
But
from Julie. Let's hear from
yeah,
Julie too.
I was
Yes.
definitely attracted to her situation when I met her.
All right. So let's hear it, Julie.
Well, unlike Theon, I have had psychic experiences since a child, and I know that I was traveling out of body and met family members who were still living when I was like 3 or 4 years old. But in terms of seeing spirits, I didn't start seeing spirits or spirit energies until I actually started seeing them when I was in my 30s.
Mm. And what triggers that? When was that? Like, what happened during that time in your life that you begin to seeing the spirit at age of 30 years old?
At the age of 30, I started seeing some spiritual energies, like lights in the rooms and things moving. That was in the context of going to graduate school and being part of a group, and we were doing a lot of hypnosis and opening things up. And so that's when I started to learn how to see auras. And then when I left California, I came back to North Carolina, back to a lifestyle where I didn't have that kind of spiritual support. It kind of went away. It went away. And it broke open again after I turned 50.
Oh,
and
wow.
Let me tell you, it broke wide.
Now everyone knows your age, right?
On here. And it was not fun. I was having scary experiences.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, tell us what was a scary experience you got?
I was seeing a lot of black energy. So I had good experience, but I also had these scary experiences. So where I would wake up and there's a figure, it's a black figure moving in the room, and I'm seeing like a red light, like reflecting, and it through my mirror. And as he walked by, it was very weird. And there was nothing in my room, no electronics that had any lights whatsoever, much less a red light. So that one example. And other examples, like with the lights on, and I'm sitting like on my bed. I hadn't even gone to bed. I'm wide awake. And there's like this black fog, like 4 feet from me, that just drops down. And so I was having a lot of experiences like that.
So what did they do to you? Let me ask you, like, did they try to approach you or do something to you?
No, they were just there, and it was just this sinister feeling. Now, I did have something happen like a few years later. That's just like how it all started. Another one, how it all started. I could tell you a few. I was on my couch. When these things would happen, I would pray and I would call Michael the Archangel to clear my space. This is the first time this ever happened. I did this. I all of a sudden saw all these little white sparkles in the corner between the wall and the ceiling. And I had so much peace come over me. I knew that I was safe and that I was protected.
So you called upon Archangel Michael.
Yes.
So the energy came down and the dark energy disappeared.
And the dark energy, yeah. And I saw all the white light, and that happened a few times. Now it doesn't always work for me to call Michael. And what I discovered was that it's because I am in training to be able to clear and do these things for myself.
Right.
So it's a very, very long and difficult process for the past 2.5 years of me battling these dark energies. But I also hear.
So let me ask you, Julie, what are this dark energy? Where did it come from? Do you know?
They're dimensional. It could be anything. There's parasitic energies. There's earthbound spirits. There's demonic. There's jinn. I've had to do jinn. There's also, and I don't, this may sound a little out there for people, but I have enough direct experience now. I'm 100% certain of it. There are some dark extraterrestrial, interdimensional terrestrial. Yeah. And so all of these things I've been dealing with, and I've really come to my spiritual strength has gotten so strong since then.
Wow.
And I have angels. I've seen angels. I can hear angels. There's also like very high vibe beings who are working with me, because this is part of my soul contract, is to experience this. and then to get very spiritually strong to be able to clear it with their help. It's not just me, it's with their help, so that I can help others with this, because there's actually so much of it people do not realize.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know, what's interesting is when I met Julie, this was like, you know, at a really dark point in her life. So I was able to see the progression of how, you know, she sort of came into this, you know, at a pretty intense point in her life, and to see how strong she has gotten, how much she's learned through all of this, that you know, it's pretty remarkable, just to see somebody with such resolve, because without what she's going through, you know, there's so many people that she's going to help with her knowledge. I mean, she helps me on a continuous basis, and you know, just to understand what she's going through. And you know, I just like not this weekend, but last weekend I was at Julie's house, and I got to experience it firsthand, what the activity around her, and
in her house.
Yeah. And even some of you know, some of the little you know, I like to call them more like antagonists, come around, you know, like you know, she's been telling me for years, and you know, I've witnessed like a few things. I was like, oh my gosh, now I get it. You know, now I really see it for myself.
So why would let me ask you, Julie, why would they come around you specifically, you know, for certain people? Right? Because you only hear this. Why did they come around you and hang around you, stay around you for so many years? What was the purpose of their visitation?
One was to wake me up. It was part of my awakening.
Makes sense.
This is the road that I had to take. And one of the guides, I have some very powerful guides, and I hear them, and they talk to me, and they show me things in like full color movies. And this is like part of my education. And they show me that this is everywhere, that sure, you know, people, a lot of us think, well, if I pray, if I'm spiritual, if I meditate, if I don't do drugs, and I don't abuse other types of substances, I'm safe. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. Okay. These dark entities would love nothing more than to knock spiritual people off of their path. They are there to instill fear, and they also will feed off you. They've shown me these like visuals of like a person. They say, look at this person's light, and this bright, bright light. And all they're trying to do is heal. All they're trying to do is grow and become better people. And then they show me all these little black blobs like coming in like this, feeding off the energy. So it's all about feeding off the energy. So yes, off of anger. Yes, they'll feed off of fear. The worst thing you can do really is go into fear when like happens, because they want that. And
so you're saying they can see your energy.
Yes.
Let's say you are someone who's could be a spiritual enlightened or have a lot of energy around you. They can see that. So they love to come to your energy field, feed off your energy, and instill the fear into your.
Yes. And
and just
they are attracted to.
Can I ask you, can they also cause the illness on the individuals?
Yeah, I'll tell you, because I've experienced just about everything. It causes stress, and we know stress can cause illness. Whether or not they can directly affect your physical body in terms of creating an illness, I don't know. That I don't know, and I'll have to ask guides about that one. But they can create stress. They can affect your psychology. There, I actually saw a being, and I experienced a being that implants thoughts of suicide. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and I've got like a little picture of him, and it's very real. And people think, you know, it's them. It's my own. I'm having a mental illness, or I'm having these thoughts, or I'm having all of this fear and this stress, but it's not necessarily you. Right? Because It's true.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I do believe
Yeah.
that. Yes.
And just to kind of clarify too, Julie is on this sort of heightened experience where
Mhm.
she's in training. So people aren't going to get everything for the most part. Julie's sort of a rare person because she is experiencing all of these things, and that's for a purpose.
Mhm.
People may experience one or two of what she's talking about. So I don't want to scare people into thinking you're just going to get bombarded. But she's here to sort of explain to you all that can happen.
Yes. Now,
And
let
yeah.
me ask you, because that's kind of pop up into my head. There are a lot of people now who are awakening, right?
Mhm.
And there are some of us, or some of many people who are awakened, and their destiny and their path are supposed to be waking up a lot of people, right? Like you guys,
Right.
teachers, counselor. Do they specifically will, attack those who are meant to come on this earth and turn on all this light or wake up people, with their career?
They do not.
Well,
They do not want. They do not want you to wake up. They do not
Right.
want on the light. So there's the battle. There's the balance. But the good thing is we have a lot of spiritual support to help us, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
we have to take responsibility for our
right.
and our own.
Yes.
And what kind of responsibility that you would share with the audience? When you talk about taking responsibility.
Responsibility for your behavior, taking
Mhm.
responsibility for your own growth. And it's not just about spiritual growth, it's about psychological growth. What are your triggers? What is it that sets you off? Where are you judgmental? Where are you jealous? Where are you
Yeah.
things that lower your vibration? Okay.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
where are your unhealed parts? Because wherever your weakness is, and this is what happened to me. I mean, I had to grow up and grow up fast. They find your weakness and then they will capitalize on that. And it'll affect the way you feel about yourself, about the world, about life. It'll affect your behavior. So
Mm.
Right.
you take responsibility. You take responsibility by not doing drugs. You take responsibility by not drinking alcohol in excess. I don't drink any alcohol. I'm not allowed to. If I have a
Okay, I'll take all your alcohol. So I'm just kidding. I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking since 2020. Yeah. Mhm.
they dump it like this and it looks just like the wine bottle in my refrigerator.
They are expensive anyway, so that's a great way to
Yeah.
save your money. Mhm.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
But it's really about finding your power. You always hear people say find your power, but it's about creating that power within. Some people, and I'm not saying everybody, we go to spirituality sometimes from situations where either we're trying to escape or we're trying to understand more, and we have to move through it in a conscious way. I remember in the beginning for me, I was almost in the clouds because everything just felt so exciting and I just wanted to run to the light. And that's not what it is. It's not just being in the light. It's about finding the balance between your human and your eternal. And sometimes it's light, sometimes it's not. Right. And so you have to have the strength when it isn't light to persevere. And when we call in our protections, we're not, and Julie and I talk about this all the time. So Julie, feel free to jump in whenever you want to talk about this, because we love talking about this. Your protections come from within, from your heart space.
Yep.
And they do not come from any outside guides or anything. They can help. But you have to maintain that power. Right. And so think about this. They're eternal beings, we're eternal beings. So just as they can come into your space, you can protect yours. Yeah. So it's about finding that power within you and pulling from your eternal side.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Theon, because I think most people now don't believe in oneself, and we trying to find something outside of ourselves,
Right.
and in fact, it's really within ourselves. So I really like what you just share with the audience here. It's really within. And a lot of stuff has been going on right now, instilling a lot of fear. It's getting more intense. It's getting more intense now, as you guys know. And some of the listeners probably know that too. There's been a lot of stuff going on now that's really put a lot of fear into the, humanity. And I think it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of beautiful to have someone like both of you who are walking on this path, coming on this live talk like this, and sharing with people, with the audience, who are just waking up, or who are they walking up. But sometimes need to hear this, because we all go through stuff, in these third dimensional experiences. And fear do comes in. Fears to come in. Either will be a career situation, relationship situation, family, or health. It does come in, and it does cause fears, And I think when we have you guys tune in and talk about that, we sort of remind each other to not to go into that space, because this is truly our protection is coming from within ourselves, which is absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
In alignment with your source, with higher, however you conceive of the oneness of source, of God. Theon and I call Father God. Some people, it's the one. It's all the same. So being in alignment and realizing that you are a fractal of that oneness. And so in your practice, in your meditation practice merging with that and becoming that, because that's where your power comes from. It's from your soul as a fractal of that oneness.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't matter what religion you're from, really.
No matter where you are from, it is all the same. There's the truth.
Yes. The audience said thank you for that messages. Cassini, said thank you. So that's beautiful. That's a great reminder. It doesn't really matter where you're from or what religion you're from. We all came from the same source.
Right.
Oneness, really, yes.
Alignment through your heart, when you are in alignment, there is nothing to fear. And that they can do to harm you. And if they do harm you, yes, there are dark forces that can, affect you on a physical level. And I've had that happen to me. And I also have done readings for people who've had that happen to them severely. I actually had a good friend of mine was pushed down the stairs and broke her wrist. Something came behind her. So these things can happen, right?
Yeah. Just as they can happen in the 3D world, that you can have negative people. It is just about learning how to protect yourself against that, right?
And to stay out of fear and stay in your power. And if there's something invading your space, you spin it out.
So you're going to show people how to do the protection.
So for me, now I can talk about external protections, but when I'm coming, and if you don't feel strong yet internally, you can do the external protections, like burning the frankincense resin or the copal or the dragon's blood, doing whatever brings you into a state of high vibe. So before I had my first experience, I had burns on my back. Wow. And I show you pictures of that, and Theon was there for that. And so I'm with this, I'm going into all this fear. So for me at that time to get into a high vibe, I had to play ABBA music and sing and dance and force them out. It
sounds like a movie. That what is that, Chucky? I forgot the name of those horrific movies that you got all these cuts and burns.
Oh my God, crazy. But as time went on, and I had my guides working with me on every single level through forgiveness, gratitude, they're like bringing up memories for me to look at and to heal and to let go. It's like going into my closets, and I had to acknowledge things, and I had to process them, and I had to forgive myself. But the biggest thing, not only just aligning with source, is learning how to really love myself.
Beautiful.
I love myself. But look, if you would rather do and give for another person and neglect yourself, not self-love.
No.
If you
True.
Yeah.
all these compliments about how beautiful and wonderful Theon and how beautiful and wonderful Tina and how talented you are, and then disparage myself, that's
Right.
not self-love, and that's a weakness. If I live my life for a relationship and try to have that relationship and always seeking that relationship, and I'm not okay just being without a relationship or being on my own, that's not self-love, and I'm not where I need to be, and I am not in my power, and I'm not in my power to be able to deal with these things. So this is what I've had to work with, and it's been difficult and it's been traumatic, but so much has been thrown at me so that I could experience what other people experience, and I can bring that empathy and that knowledge to help them with it.
Exactly. Well, you know, I totally believe if you don't have your actual experience, how can you teach and guide people, right? You have to go through it in order for you to understand and know how to help people.
In this regard too, especially because there's so much that, you know, people could say to me and I wouldn't, I'm like, really? How can I even believe that? Well, I can believe it because I have experienced I don't think I've experienced everything, but give me time. I think they're just going to keep throwing it at me, and I'm
Hopefully not all the bad stuff, you know, because it's gonna be tiring.
Well, actually, weirdly, in their defense, Julie is a pretty rough character when it comes to battling. So I'm a little afraid
She's
of
a
her.
badass, right?
I'm a little more afraid of her than them, to be honest with you. No.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
morning, and he woke me up, and it felt like a yellow jacket had stung me at the tip of my finger. And I woke up and I knew it was happening because I could see the red lights in my room before I went. I said, "Oh, we're going to have a battle tonight. I'm ready for you." I am ready for you. Woke me
They
up.
came in with the red lights. That's what you said.
He shows up as a red light. Is the one who I battle a lot. And I can physically with my eyes, a red light. In my, like, okay. So I'll call my angels in, and my angels are there and they're on standby, but I still have to do it myself. And I knocked him out in 5 minutes. And I did that by going here. And I use the Lord's Prayer, and I'll go into like whatever spiritual things that lift me up and bring me high vibration. And then I tell him to get out in the name of God, Yeshua, the Christ, Mother Mary, Buddha, whoever it is, get out. And then it's like, I don't think he's here anymore. I think I'll go back to sleep.
Well, so you have been fighting with this energy, and now it sounds like you pretty much have no fear. I mean, you recognize them, and you're able to just kind of ward them off.
Yeah, if I do, sometimes I'll wake up. Like I woke up. It was right before Halloween, actually.
Ooh, that's even more fun. Yeah.
I woke up and it sounded like the pits of hell had opened up in my house.
Yeah.
I am telling you, it was like I just heard, it was kind of distant, like it was through a veil, and I heard all this moaning and groaning and wailing. It could have opened up into the war zones. And my heart went boom, 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 boom. It started beating really fast. I'm like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. So I just went into the method I've been practicing for a year or more of breathing through the heart, building light up, and I bring myself into a very, very, very calm state. And then, it's gone.
Wow.
Gone.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How about you, Theon?
It's funny, as I do the same. I call it sitting in my power. There are other meditations out there that are similar to like what we do. I personally, I just feel that power rising, and it's a light that starts right here in my heart space, and then it just expands until it, fills up my entire body and space. And then, it's funny is, I can always feel this dragon that comes out in me, and, right. And And it's crazy because then these colorful wings just start going everywhere. And it's funny, the other day, Julie said, I had this her and I are very connected. We definitely are always traveling on the astral in our sleep together, and she'll come up with these crazy things. I never told anybody that. And she's like, I just had this, what was it? Right behind my eyelids, I just saw this dragon with these colors. I was like, are you kidding me?
Here's another dragon.
I was talking to my guides. I asked my guides a question about Theon, and the answer was like this flash, and it was these big wings. And I told her, I said, well, this was the question, and this was the answer. And Theon was like, oh, and that was like part. She said, they're in my meditation. That's part of my meditation.
That is absolutely amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. And it had an answer. It had a very relevant answer for the question too.
Wow. Speak of that, doing the reading here. Why don't we do some little bit of reading for the audience? You guys want to do that and kind of switch back and forth? If you guys, that way
love to.
We can just have do maybe 1 or 2 person, and maybe you can switch back. Depends on how long you guys want to flow with this, and how it goes with audience. How about that, the audience? You guys want to have fun and get the reading from Theon and Julie? Press 1, guys, if you guys are ready. If you guys are ready for a live reading by this duo. These two are going to be doing reading for you guys. I don't know how they're going to do it. They maybe will do intuitive, then maybe drawing. Oh, yes, please. Look at that. One person go, yes, please. I know more person gonna be type 1 you want reading. I want to see more people participating this. The more you guys participate, we're gonna get it started. Let's type 1, and I want to see how excited you guys are. All right, we kept getting 1. Oh, 1 1 1 1. Now get 1. Today is 1 1. That's why I want you guys to type 1. That's the magical 1 1 today. And the more I see the 1 1, I'm gonna get both of them to do the reading. It's exciting because you guys are amazingly intuitive and accurate. So we got a lot of people here wants 1 1. Okay. All right. Oh wow, you got more coming. All right, type 1 1, guys. If you wanted to receive the reading, we're gonna pick one lucky person first, and you guys get to see how these two are doing reading. Oh wow, they're like, yes, go for it. Can you two see comments, Julie and Theon? Or just me seeing the comments?
I don't see them.
Okay.
I do see them.
Oh, can you see them?
Oh, is it by the, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, on the side, you should be able to see them too. So that's kind of cool. Cool. So we got several people that type 111. Okay. So let's do this, guy. I know there's roughly about maybe almost 50. I don't know. There's more because they are from different channel. I'm going to give a number 1 to 100. And there's going to be one person that picked this number closest to the number of I'm not going to say anything some people may know. So it's a number I have in my head. You guys pick between number 1 to 100. And if it's closest to the number that I just picked in my head, that one's going to be a winner. So type the number that you get between 1 to 100. And what is your number, which is closest or match the number I have in my head? Okay, we got 89, 59, 88, 98. We got all numbers coming up. 47, 98, keep going. 33, 17, 21. 11, 99. Well, they're going fast. 53, 58, keep going. And I'm going to give it another minute here. And just to see, people are like 79. All right, keep going. All right, keep going, guys. And just going to keep seeing all this number. Give it another minute. Who else? Between 1 to 100. If you guys are the closest to the number I have in my head, you'll be a winner for this reading. 1 to 100. Count the 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3. Keep going, guys. Hurry. We don't have all this time now. 4. Number 1 to 100. If it's close, pick the number that's closest to the number in my head. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The number that I pick is number 25. That's my birth date. So whose number is closest to 25? Show yourself. You're done. 26. All right, we got number 26 here, which is a winner. Okay, she has a Thai name. So why don't you type your name again? Can you understand English? Hold on, let me, because I know a lot of them do understand English. ฉันคือป๊อปเข้าใจภาษาอังกฤษไหมคะ Can you type? Otherwise, I'm going to have to pick another number. Okay. The second number down the road that I'm going to pick if you do not respond. Yes, Apinya. Apinya, can you understand English? Okay, I'm going to pick the next number down. Whose number is Emma? Emma, you are the next one. Hello, Emma, are you there? Emma once, Emma twice. You just have to type back that you're here. Okay, hello, Emma. She's here. All right, so we got the winner here, Julie Theon. We got one, her name is Emma. So Emma Kanyanit. Okay. And however you guys tune in.
Okay.
Yeah, so with Emma, I'm getting a lot, this sort of, a lot of energy with you. You project a lot of energy. And it's interesting because, I feel your energy, and you may not be, but maybe around like, 20s in that. So it's like, I feel like I'm, just kind of, discovering the world, discovering myself as an adult, sort of breaking from, I would say like my my family unit, and not completely breaking away, but just becoming an adult. And there's a lot of energy. I feel a lot of anxiety at times. A lot of needs to be self-assured is what I heard. And then that's pretty typical. You've got a lot of questions, and you're not afraid to ask them. So yeah. And sorry, Julie, you can always cut me off, but I'm just kind of feeling into her energy. And yeah, I mean, there is that spiritual side. It's funny because I'm seeing this sort of spiritual side coming out, in your space. And yet so many things that sort of block and hold you back. And again, that's typical for somebody that is just really, sort of dipping their toes into spirituality and really trying to, understand more. I feel very much an awakening happening, and a lot of like synchronicities, like you're noticing a lot of things like that. And so it's all very exciting right now. And really what they're, it's funny, what they're saying is calm, just sit in patience. When you're trying to, let's say, open up spiritually, meditate or something like that, which it's funny because they're saying, can be a little bit distracting for you. But to sit in patience. And, we all kind of want things done in a certain, at a certain time. And we want to see the end result always. But it's right now for you, it's about receiving the information that comes in, and not trying to make it fit a certain mold that you think it should fit. Yeah.
Okay. Not okay. So you want me to go?
Yes, please.
Please.
All right. So I just started doing a little sketching. Of course, I picked a pen that is running out of ink. But the first thing when I moved into Emma's energy, and so hopefully I'm connecting with the right person, because normally I need to hear a voice. So just let me know if I'm connecting to the right person. There's this like gorgeous aqua, like it's like a greenish blue, and it's kind of transparent around Emma's energy. And Emma, when I kind of moved into that to get a sense of who you are, it's like a cool, like what we say in the United States, it's like a cool drink of water. She's like a cool drink of water. There's this, I wrote down timidity, like a little bit like timid, gosh.
Timid. Yeah.
Timid. Mm-hmm.
A little introverted, a little to herself. Am I doing the right thing? Your flower is just this gorgeous pink color, like a person who has so much love to give. And the center of that flower is yellow with the green. So I'm also feeling like this youth, like there's this youthfulness about you. So I don't know how old you are, but in your energy, it is youthful. You are developing as a woman, as a spiritual being. So not quite yet in your full blossoming maturity, but you are on your way. And the message that I got for you, and there's this sweetness. There's this sweetness about Emma that I really like. I just like, oh my gosh, I'm just so excited for you, because as you move forward in life, you're going to be coming more and more and more into your own power, as you move forward. But right now, your focus is on learning. So there is still so much for Emma to learn. And this right now is your main job. So whatever your jobs are, or responsibilities are in life, in terms of family, or if you're taking care of family, if you're working to make a living, whatever it is you're doing, your soul is saying, learn. My main purpose now is to learn. And then you are going to use what you learn that's going to carry you forward into the next stage of your life, because you have so much to offer.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I definitely see that powerful energy coming from her. And it's like she's at an exciting stage right now where it's like she's coming into her power, and there's just so much wisdom that's coming to you, and that patience. Just have patience and receive it, and you'll be great.
Yeah. Do your due diligence. Do your diligence in what you have to learn.
Mm.
Educate yourself. And educate yourself. It's not just what you may get spiritually or you get with Tina. Educate yourself with the books too. Just don't stop reading. There's always something new to learn.
Beautiful. Beautiful messages, guys. So Emma, that's your messages from Theon and Julie. Beautiful. That's amazing. I love the fact that you were going to draw the flower. Unfortunately, too bad you ran out the ink. I was hoping to see the flowers too, because I was thinking, okay, maybe Julie's going to be drawing the flowers.
I'm still going to draw them. It's just the ink isn't very good here.
No, whatever is all meant to be. But I also type, for her, and she can read that, because I know she's probably listening. Definitely, that's absolutely beautiful reading for her, and would like to thank you for that. And how about another reading?
Absolutely.
This lady named Jojo 2.
Jojo. Okay.
Jojo 2.
Mhm.
I immediately am just going into this blue color. And it's a throat chakra blue. It's this nice rich blue. And Theon, you can pop in at any time because I'm just kind of merging into this blue to see what this is about.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You're getting that blue. I'm sort of getting sort of an earthy tone. It's a little bit orange, which is good. It says that there's a deep connection to earth, and I feel you very rooted. And it's funny because I'm seeing roots from your feet chakras actually coming down and really planting yourself there. There's this sort of wise energy, but also very elemental energy about you. And and it's funny because I'm seeing sort of two sides. So there is this very grounded side, but then sometimes can be a little bit hard on yourself a little bit, and maybe even other people. So and that's not a bad thing. Again, we all have our things and things to work through. But it's funny because there's this deep elemental side of you, almost as if you lived a life as some sort of nature spirit. And so they're kind of showing me where that kind of that frustration sometimes, where it's like, I need to let it go. Like I keep hearing that from you. It's like, I just need to let it go. And like, and that, but it's like almost like that frustration, where, if you know anything about elementals, sometimes they can, get a little frustrated and can be offended pretty easily. So not to say that you're perpetually offended by things, but there's that side that you necessarily don't want you see it displayed, and then you're like, get frustrated with yourself for doing it. But it's really just to sort of check that. And if you're here to find this balance, right? We're always here to find this balance of our eternal and physical beings. And and not to put too much on it. Like I keep getting like, things don't have to be as regimented sometimes as they need to be for yourself and others. It's almost like sometimes I put like this picture up, and if it doesn't fit that picture, then I get a little frustrated. But it's really about being easy. It's almost, I see like the guidance for you is about like the wind, is to just flow with the wind. And it's funny when my guides say this to me all the time, and this is the analogy that would most suit you, is sometimes you're the wave that pushes the ocean along, or you can be the feather that just allows the just goes for the ride with the wave. And you could be both. But at this time, they want you to be the feather, and just to be easy, just to be a little bit more easy on certain situations in your life, and know that you're eternal, and that this one moment, even this life, is a grain of sand within your entire being. So when you look at it from an overall view, then some things won't seem so much.
Okay. So I had a message come through for JoJo. So I moved into the blue color. And might I say that blue and that orange in art, these are complementary colors. Like these two colors together make a beautiful piece of art. So I'm moving more into the blue aspect of your energy field, which is communication. So JoJo is you're a good communicator, but you don't always use your voice for your own benefit. So using your voice to your own benefit, growing into your voice and who you are as a woman. And I'm seeing you more, I'm seeing you as a mature. There's this maturity in your energy. There's this practicality and no nonsense that I really like about you. But this is the message that started coming through, and I'm trying to read this I need to get another ink pen. But the message was tread the waters carefully. And I'm not exactly sure what that means. It's not a phrase that I would use. Tread waters carefully. So whatever this may mean for you, mind your decisions, your choices. So if you're not making or in the midst of making choices right now, it seems that there are some that are coming up for you. And it's really important that you make choices that are best for you and not defer to other people. And this is part of your lessons in life, part of your growth in life is making choices that are in your best interest and without being like so overly concerned about what other people are thinking about your choices for your own life. So this is a message. This is about your life and your happiness. You are not responsible for the happiness of others. You are responsible for your own happiness.
Wow.
I'll just leave that. I forgot what else came in, but that's what I was able to read that I wrote down.
Wow. You guys got a lot of stuff for both of them. I love to hear some feedback from both Emma and Jojo too, because that would be nice to give Theon and Julie some sort of feedback, by the way, if all this kind of resonate and help you in any way. Love to hear that if you get a chance to do that. Go ahead and type in if you wanted to share your feedback of what you just received. Yeah, it would be nice. But anyway, while we're waiting for the feedback, or if they want to do feedback, it's up to them too, right? Let's go with a different talk, something else that we can share with the audience. I know you guys do psychic investigation too, and I love that topic. I love that area. So what sort of investigation that you do or have done that you really has been amazing or incredible cases for you guys?
There's just so many. Yeah.
Wow.
One that I did, and it was a murder that occurred in Idaho. You were probably in Thailand when this happened. It was made the news everywhere. It was 4 college students that were murdered in Idaho. And I was invited by Deborah to participate in a remote viewing session about that situation. So I didn't have any information or know the ins and outs of it yet. But it was pretty darn fascinating because before that murder even happened, I had a download from my guides that had the Sigma Greek letter, which was like where these people had been at a party at this fraternity. So I actually did a ritual and invited the guides and the spirits to come in and give me information about that. And I had so many accurate things about that. It was used at the HERBA conference.
Wow.
I didn't know to have it in her presentation about these things that I had seen. I had a picture that I had drew of the person who did the murder, and like different symbols and things about the victims, and it was just it was interesting. So that was my most memorable one.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then
so Emma just gave feedback. She said, I gave both of them 100 score for their reading. Wow. Thank you, Emma. That's really cool. So both are accurate with what they just read you. That's amazing. I wonder if Jojo got her. She said she got cut off. So for Jojo, Julie and Theon said that they both saw blue color around you. Especially Julie saw the orange as well. That's where artistic blue color. You're a good communicator, but you don't use your voice. And she mentioned tread the water carefully, make choices that are best for you, not for others. And it's about your life. And then Theon talks about you are being let me see what's Theon mentioned, which is really kind of powerful as well. And this is for Jojo. Blue color, throat chakra, rich blue color for Jojo. Earthy and orange. Oh, you saw orange as well. Yes, my God, both of them saw the same color for you, Jojo. Blue, but Theon saw earthy and also orange. I didn't see that earlier. Deep connection to the earth, very rooted from the feet chakras, coming down into the earth. Very wise energy and very elemental, grounded. There's the grounded side of you, and also sometimes hard on yourself. Deep elemental side of you, very nurturing, nurture spirit. Sometimes there's frustration sometimes come into your life that just remember you are here to find the balance between the eternal and the physical here. Yes, and just find a balance between those two, the spirit side and the physical side. They want you to be like a feather, be easy on yourself, just flow. I believe that's beautiful, though. So, Jojo, you have a chance. You can just give a little bit of feedback. Would be nice for this reading because I know you got cut off earlier. That was nice feedback from Emma. 100. I love that. You ladies just give. Look, without anything, they just go right into their third eye, clairvoyant, and give a reading. This is absolutely beautiful. So you did a psychic investigation, and wow, that was just a profound experience. Especially, you guys do the cases that people got murdered and missing, because those seem to be kind of more different.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we're in this training program with Pam Coronado, and she'll have some live cases that we will give input to. So we are doing all kinds. We're doing like missing persons. We have homework tonight, by the way. We have to find out whether we're looking to ask the people whether or not they are dead or alive, which is
Yeah.
really
Oh, it's really fun.
Yeah.
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 and
Right.
murder cases.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's interesting, and since I started doing that with Pam, I'm started having clients get cases like that. I was doing it for a while for family missing pets and things like that, but this just takes it to that next level, and you really feel like you're helping. One thing about psychic detective work is that one thing you have to sort of resign yourself to is knowing that you may not get feedback at all. Right. So as an intuitive, you always want to get the feedback, but really our purpose is just to help facilitate. We are not the ones that solve the cases. We're the ones that help bring the evidence to the police and for them to solve the case that way. And once we
we can't give evidence, but we can know where to find the
right. Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, it's very interesting. Some of the cases that we've worked that, I surprised myself because I am always very, empathic to animals, to dogs, to people's situations. So I thought, for me, I could never do something like this. And sure enough, there's a part of you that will shut itself off in order to cope, and it in a way, because for me, I know I'm helping. If I feel that I'm helping solve something or find somebody, then that's my motivation. And we've gone through some pretty intense cases, and we've learned things like map tapping, right? Map tapping. It's interesting when you say dead or alive, right? When you're trying to figure out if somebody's dead or alive, the problem with mediums is that we talk to dead people all the time. So we actually have a harder time sometimes figuring out if somebody's passed, because of course I can ask them, but sometimes they don't know that they're dead. And so that's why we utilize also different skills, which is great because Julie and I, like I said, love, have dabbled into everything. And being mediums, that was hard, but we're also, remote viewers. So as remote viewers, that's where, so you look for evidence. So the question that we ask is, where is the, show me the current physical state of their body, or where their current physical body is. And when we connect with that, then we see where, whether they've passed. I mean, there's many different ways to kind of try to figure that out. And people have their own things. I know somebody that says, if you're alive, step forward. So you find your own.
I have heard of that. Yes.
Yeah. Or the moisture in their eyes. That's a big one, right? If they have moisture in their eyes. I still haven't really gotten that one, because sometimes I'll get flashes of them, emotional. So I see moisture in their eyes, but if I'm looking at the current physical state of their body, I start looking from their hands and move up to their arms to see where they are. So like I slowly get myself into it so that I don't try to pull myself out. And that, if that makes any sense, but because I don't want to keep getting flooded with other images, but yeah, I mean, I really love it. And I have been, once I feel more confident, I definitely want to work with local departments and things like that. I'm feeling maybe I'll be ready soon, but it's such a delicate thing, right? That, if you get something wrong, you steer them in a different direction. We really have to make sure and be responsible for that. So,
because nobody 100%, so there's always going to be some things that are not right.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Wait, she said the goal is to get at least 80% right.
Right.
And
yeah. I think on average, would it be about 80% accuracy on a lot of readings?
80, 85. Yeah.
80, 90%. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 75. If you 5 or more, you're doing pretty good. But some of the best mediums might be 90%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even Pam herself, who's been on shows for this, she feels, I would say she's closer to 90, 95%. But, there are times, there's so many variables, so many distractions. I remember once when I was, because we continuously are in her group, sometimes there's new people that come in, and I was getting some information about, remember, Mary Ellen. And I kept saying, in this case, I was like, there's no way. And I kept hearing Mary Ellen, Mary Ellen, Mary Ellen. And I was like, no. And I fought it, but I wrote it as, just extra notes. But it was the fact that it came so, and it came in a way that it doesn't usually come in. So I held that. But as sure as we went into class that day, there was a lady named Mary Ellen. And she said she said that the killer was somebody named Theon or Theon. And I was like, I knew it. So right. But we connected with each other on that level. And so you can imagine what other variables that can come in. Right. You really have to, like, if I'm doing a serious, case, like I said, I've done it for clients. I'm sitting there going through the evidence, just like a remote viewing session. I will go through 8 pages. I will, recheck some of my hits and, just making sure, and then I give them the information. But, I wouldn't, unless I felt good about it, give it to them. And still, we never know how, what is accurate, what isn't.
Wow.
The end, right?
Now, I'm going to ask the audience, the listener, if any one of you have any loved one who's missing, who's was murdered, or in any question, and you would like to give it a try, allow Theon and Julie to tune in and search for your loved ones. Anyone has that, press 1. You can type 1 in. Love to try to do this reading. Tune into your loved one who's been missing or who has been hopefully not murdered, I mean, this
Or
could
I
happen.
like to make the joke, hey, if you lost your keys, let us look for it.
Yeah, if you
You
lose
know?
any items, if you lose and looking for any items, if you lose your boyfriend,
Yeah.
girlfriend,
And
your
maybe you don't
dog,
want to know where he is. Yeah.
right? Exactly. Your dogs or anything, and you are searching for items or loved ones, press 1 here, and Julie and Theon will tune in for you guys just for fun. Before we get to that, perhaps Julie and Theon, you can actually share, because I know we go into an hour of talk already, maybe a little. I don't know how long you guys have, but maybe just kind of share like how to go about, what is the best method for you guys, how to go about getting rid of this negative energy that I know we talk about coming into the love. Is a specific, I know you went on about that before, but one of your favorite technique that you use to really banish those negative energy. Oh, you know what? The good one. Have you guys ever had a dream? Because I have this recently. Have you both ever have a dream that you actually, I'll just share with you. I had a dream that I was in a new house which I didn't recognize, and then there were a few people in the house, females, but I didn't feel the friendliness. But they were telling me that we have the same connection, which is in metaphysical, interest. But I didn't feel that in my dream, And then they took me to another room, and I still felt them around me, but I didn't feel that friendliness and just being genuine around. And all of a sudden I saw this mirror, and I saw a man looking at me, and he came out of the mirror, pushed me on the sofa, grabbed me, just pulled it into his body. His left hand pulled me, and his right hand grabbed my hand to grab his crotch. And I looked at him, this is in my dream, and I said, "Get out of my dream." And I woke up, I opened up my eyes.
Very good.
And that was so clear. Was that?
Lucid.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
What's
very
a
lucid.
vivid dream? What do you call that, Julie? Have you had
Lucid
that
dream.
experience?
I had an experience on the astral plane that you have experience in an interdimensional plane, and so you had this dream, and I've had a very similar experience, and a similar experience.
Well, what did you say about that dream was all about? And it was interesting for me to remember when I was dreaming and conscious about.
Yeah. It's just again, an opportunist on another interdimensional plane. This is one thing they do, is come into your dreams. They will dreams, and they will influence your dreams, and your ability to become lucid and wake up in that and tell them to get out of your dream is just right. That's right. Now I get them a lot, and respond to them, and I'm getting better at how to respond to them, because there was one where I actually attacked him.
Wow, good for you.
I attacked him, and I tried to pull.
I believe you now, Theon, that you're afraid of Julie. The spirit.
Right.
He grabbed my wrists, and then suddenly I was like catapulted into another dream, and it was very strange. It was very strange. I was catapulted into another dream, and the way that thing started, I was kind of awake. I was awake when it started, and I saw static behind my eyelids. This is how I knew I was being pulled into another dimension. And so it's like it opened up, and I went through it. And when I went through it, there he was, showing me his very large appendage. And I'm like, and he was very ugly. And I'm like, "You jerk." Of course, I didn't say jerk. I said something.
You're not even cute.
And that's when he grabbed my hands and laughed. And then I suddenly went into this dream. So this is how I know that was not just a dream. What you had is not just a dream. Yeah. These forces can influence you in your dreams, and set you right. And so don't let it.
I actually was conscious.
Yeah, if it's a lucid dream, I believe personally, lucid dreams are really you sort of on the astral plane, and so, or connecting with your guides. So there's something real happening there, which is why you're like in this in between, I think. And for me on the astral plane, just the astral plane is just really, like you guys are describing, extremely strange energy there. It's just very, I call it like a Picasso painting. It's just very abstract, and you get crazy crazy beings. I once had this one, and there's a lot of like predatory energies on there. I had this one, and it was like right when I first started. For me, I do it in meditation for the most part, so I'm definitely aware that I'm doing it. But I was on the astral once, and this was like one of my first times, and I was with my mentor, and this energy came up to scare me, and then I didn't know what to do, and I just grew really big. And I was like, I don't know why I did that. But it scared it away. And it was just like, it was like something that's my way of dealing with stuff. I'm always like adding humor or weirdness to something. And it usually scares people away, and also apparently dark energies.
Wow. Wow. This is so crazy that they actually, they come into your dream when you're very unconscious,
Yeah.
and that they can manipulate your mind through the dreams. Yeah. So I just thought that fascinating. You guys have that experience before. Anyone you guys have this experience, the audience would like to ask any experience of this sort of thing that I just shared, or what Julie and Theon has shared in your dreams. You can type 1. It would be nice to hear that, because I'm sure it happened to a lot of people, but most of us are just not consciously aware of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And one thing do is before you go to sleep, I do this before I go to sleep. I'll take frankincense oil, and I put a little symbol on my head, and I call in the Archangel of Dreams to protect my dream space and to protect my astral travel. And that I don't have that many experiences like that anymore.
So you put frankincense oil on your third eye. You call upon Dreams Angel.
I say the Archangel of Dreamtime. It's whichever archangel that wants to come help me, but the Archangel of Dreamtime to protect my dreams and to protect my astral travel.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's actually a good tip. And you guys can use that. Any of the audience would like to use this technique for your protection.
And definitely make it your own.
Oil.
Yeah.
Make your own oil?
And you don't have to use just frankincense. I mean, there's whatever oil that you resonate with. So frankincense is one I resonate with, and I feel like it's very powerful.
So what's the purpose of putting oil in a third eye? Just for your vision during your dreams?
Gesture. It's a gesture. It's a symbol. It's an intention, and you're making it physical. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So, all right, you guys, any of you listening to this, you can use this technique to protect yourself in a dream by calling upon angel of the dream space. Any angels of dream space to protect you, and just put any oil. Doesn't have to be a Frankenstein. Just put in your third eye. So that's the ritual that you do.
You could use olive oil. It's just
as long as it's
even cooking oil. Olive oil,
whatever makes you feel powerful. Honestly, we talk about like stones and things. Stones don't actually give you power. It just they help enhance them, and your own power. So all the things that you're doing are really for your own benefit. For me, I know Julie's dreams. I definitely know why she does that. And for me, I keep continuous protections around me, and I check in with it. So whenever I put up my protections, I will say, until I consciously release it. And that is, and I do layers. I'll do layers of my first layer being just like, it's funny. It's like invisible to all energies that don't serve me. Deflective is the next one. I have this I call them the 7. these archangels come in, and this layer of, and it's funny because they're like, they used to be roses, now they're ankhs, the ankh cross. It's almost like a whole layer of ankh crosses, and it's all fueled by my own power. And so I just check in with it throughout the day. Sometimes I could feel myself getting a little insecure about something, and then I'm like, okay, and I check in, and I keep them strong. But yeah, and sometimes when you're sleeping, you may or may not be able to. But
Wow,
vulnerable
that's beautiful.
sleeping, and that can be difficult. And so in talking about putting things up, she's doing this visually. So some people may not understand,
yeah.
You're hanging them up.
I'm putting an invisibility cloak all over now.
And meditations and does this visually. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Underestimate the power, your power to simply command them to leave.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, I used to say to Julie when she was, in the beginning, I would just be like, because I'd never really experienced their energy before. And when I did, I was like, they're like rodents. It's literally like it's like pest control. You just need to, sweep them out. So they're, that took a lot of the fear away from me, because I was like, when I really saw it for what it was, it's almost like the most immature and the most, juvenile energies. Like, it's like, just get out. Like, just go. That's how, in fact, that was what I said the first night I went to Julie's house. Somebody was, being a bit of a trickster, and I was like, I'm not doing this tonight. And I just went to sleep.
And smudging can be helpful. I mean, because you pick up these energies and little dust bunnies from being around other people, and other project thought forms at you. So meditation and using your visualizations to run energy, really very helpful. And then also smudging. So
I think visualization is very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful with the healing and protection, by all means. Yeah, definitely. God, we still have people tuning in, and they want to get a reading for you guys. I mean, you guys want to do a couple more? Up to you.
Sure.
Okay. Well, let's do this lady, Paimade, Paimade, Tara.
Spell that again.
It's Paimade.
Okay.
That's funny. It's immediately I got family. So there's a deep connection to that family in the sense of traditions. And so I was seeing sort of this and I wouldn't say conditioning, but there's a way with your family, and it's about maintaining certain ideals, and not in a bad way, because a lot of it really goes to your heart, which is beautiful, and it strengthens that connection to them. I do feel that you are, you're not necessarily too like young at this point, but there are things that you're starting to open up to. And I do feel a little bit of a back and forth, like a tug. But it's funny because there is, your energy is this deep maroon that fades into white. So it's like there are certain things that were sort of like part of your belief system or something that is now starting to the lines are waving a little bit, and you're kind of seeing through some things, and it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're going to just completely decide to chuck everything that you were taught. It's more of you're coming to a different way of looking at things, and not to fear that, because it feels like it makes a lot more sense to you, and you feel it deeper. I hope that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I started tuning in, I was watching her kind of at a distance, and PMD, is that how you say it? PMD?
Yeah, PMD.
PMD?
Yes.
PMD. But they're in a shadow. I'm like looking at her, it's like she's in a shadow, like she's hiding or she's withdrawn a little bit. And I kept looking at it like, what is this about? What was the shadow that I see her in? And then I started seeing her coming out into the light. And so as I looked more deeply at it, and I just started writing, what is the message here? What I was getting was that there's been some challenges. There's been some challenges or struggling with self, struggling with like my place in the world, questions about life, direction, maybe have been feeling tired or a little disillusioned about things. And what they're saying is that when you have these feelings and you go into these kind of contemplations, it's only the weather. That's not who you are. It's the weather, and this too shall pass. This too shall pass. So you keep moving forward and keep asking the questions and keep tackling the challenges and learn that it's all about coming to know yourself and loving yourself and finding meaning in all the things that happen in life. What is the meaning? What is the purpose? What is the meaning? What is the purpose? And this is how you build resilience. And so I just kind of feel like you're on this track of, and it's difficult when you go through this kind of growth period. Yeah. It's difficult. So the main message here is it's only the weather, and this too shall pass. When you go into these places, into these contemplations, and that finding purpose and meaning and what happens in your life is what builds your spirituality and is also what builds your resilience.
Beautiful. Wow, that's a lot of messages you guys give. Now, I got another one. This is the last one, but it's the reason I picked this because it has having to do with connecting to the spirit, mediumship. Okay. And you guys are good at that too. Let me see this one, because we haven't done the spirit connection here. I was trying to get a message from someone in the spirit world. This person was really, really close to me. I'm unable to overcome it. Can you please try? My name is Kanish Mehta.
Okay. Can I have the name of the person she wants to connect with? That would be helpful.
Yeah. Kanish Mehta. You have a name of the person. Do you have the name of the person who's in the spirit world? Okay. So we're asking Kanish if you can provide the name of the person in the spirit world who you want to connect. And both Julie and Theon would be more than happy to tune in and connect to this spirit.
You know, and I will say, I'm just looking at her field, and I see a person like over her. It's like hovering over her, spirit over her that's with her and is trying to get through.
Yeah.
It feels like a male.
Okay.
It feels like a male that's trying to get through. But I also have a sense though of a female.
Okay.
But somebody wants to get through and she's not listening. It's like, you know, it may be the grief that's blocking it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's male. So, Theon, you can go ahead. I know you're feeling something.
Yeah, so I'm feeling a male contemporary, and it's like he feels pretty young, when he passed. I would say maybe even in his teens. Like sort of kind of thick brown hair and pretty straight. There's a sense he's kind of coming to me in sort of this with his hunched shoulders and sort of like looking down. So there is this sense of things that were left unsaid, of course, but almost like he is feeling bad about the way that it was sort of left and how he passed. And there's a lot of growth when we pass, but for him, what he's showing to you is more of the message of I'm sorry that things were sort of left in this way. I didn't really want to cut my life short, and not that he specifically cut his life, but with certain things sort of happen within his life that brought him there. I mean, it's hard to kind of say this in front of other people. So, but his energy does feel very much like he's with you. There's a lot of sadness. He knows that it comes from you. That wanting of that connection. But it's almost like his energy is like, don't hang on that. And, and I'm seeing you sitting there sort of contemplating and, feeling deeply like regret for things. And he doesn't want that. He actually feels the same sort of regrets. And, but that's like mirroring what you're feeling, but there's this sense of not staying within this space, because it's not, there's nothing that we can do. And and he's fine. And he's still on this path of growth. He's not stopped forever. He's literally, still growing and still mourns you just as you mourn him. So, excuse me.
Yeah. I'm seeing him. I also have a sense of someone, but I'm seeing him with like the dark hair, and it just kind of comes over his forehead, like this, just a little bit messy. And I'm seeing him as just a light being. I don't see any facial features. I'm just seeing him as like white, which tells me that he is in a good place and on the other side. And he's trying to get through to you. His concern, he's fine. His concern is about you and what you're going through. Like there's something, going through and turning over in your mind. There's some unfinished business there, but it doesn't have to remain unfinished, because whatever is on your mind, you can simply say. You can simply say to any of your loved ones who have deceased. You can write them a letter, and they're going to hear it, and they're going to understand it, and you can get some things off of your chest. 'Cause I feel like there was some unfinished business and some things that were left undone or unsaid. Maybe there was some like discord or something that's just not sitting well with you and your energy, with his passing and what was left undone. So talk to this person, talk to any of your loved ones, write a letter, get some things off your chest. And these are ways that you can bring closure, because you have a lot of love that's coming towards you from this person. And I'm also there's also a female that keeps popping in, and she feels like someone really close, who was really close to you. There's such comfort. It feels sister-like. So it may be a sister or someone who is like a sister, a very, very good friend, or a family member who is like a sister. So kind of like, me and Theon, like there's just this comfort level, and I don't feel like there's anything undone, but there's a female near you who is very supportive And you may even sense this person's presence. Now, the other person that you're not sensing the presence is trying to get through. It's really just a matter of you being able to release, to move through, to process your grief, whatever you need to do in terms of forgiving and tying up loose ends. You can do that on your own and coming to that state of peace. And when you're more relaxed and more open, you'll be able to get those signs and you'll be able to get those messages. You just need to be willing to listen. But it feels like there's some kind of process you need to go through first. And I hope that makes sense and that's helpful.
Wow, that's a lot of information. Well, hopefully we'll get to hear some feedback from her. And Paimadi just sent a feedback, said that your reading are amazing, and would like to thank you very much for it is amazing reading. So, Paimadi, was it accurate? You didn't get into the detail. Happily Ever Kanish, would love to hear your feedback too of the reading that both Julie and Theon just picked up. So anyway, I know it's been almost 2 hours for those two. I know you guys are probably going to be tired because you guys are in the East Coast, and I know it's getting late now. However, if any one of you who listening to none right now or, listen to this talk later on, you know how to get a hold of these two ladies. They are amazing. Either you need the services on personal coaching, counseling, taking classes from them, or do a psychic investigation, looking for your dogs, your keys, your loved ones, your boyfriends, your husband. Just kidding. Yeah, where is he? Looking for, any clairvoyant work, flower readings you want to. Amazing. These two are amazingly, very, very, very good. Very, amazing. I have experienced myself with their reading and highly recommend both of them. Look at the information underneath this video, their description. I get all their bios there, their website, the link, their contact, their social media. You can connect with both of them, or you can get reading, with both of them at the same time, right? That would be awesome. Just get from to a very profound readers. So you guys got any messages or anything that would like to, give it to the audience before we close this talk? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want everyone to, just feel into their power. It's really about seeking your own power within. And one thing that, that has really worked for me, like I said, I think I said this early on, is practice sitting in your power. If you're not a big meditator, still, even if you could do 10 minutes of just sitting in your power. And I do have on YouTube a meditation that I do. It's about 20 minutes, but it kind of goes through my version of sitting in your power. I did it for my class, so it's a little bit, it's a little bit hard to hear at times, but it's actually pretty good, and it'll help you open up that light. And you can change it, do whatever you want with it. But I stress to everyone is, when you create, what is my favorite saying, Julie? It's not about offense, it's about defense. So when we're protecting ourselves, we're not on the defensive. We're on the offensive. So I'm not a really big sports person.
You are.
But
I'm not either.
Yeah.
And your light so bright that they can't see you and they can't touch you.
Yes.
That's a good one. If your light is so bright, they can't see you. Yeah. And they can't touch you, right?
And if your light bright, you have to be in your power as a human being. Mm-hmm. Not making excuses. Not making excuses and not being in deference, but being in your power as having a right to be on this planet and a right to have sovereignty over your mind, over your body, and over your spirit, and over your space. And if setting up those boundaries, and if you encounter any of these challenging entities, it's tell them to get out, out. get out.
That and also in the 3D world. If you get somebody in your space that shouldn't be there, any human, tell them to get out.
Well, just like I did in my dream.
Right.
Yeah,
Get out of my
Exactly.
space. Yeah, get out of my dream. That was so
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Now, you guys forgot to add your destination to your YouTube. I didn't know you guys have. Well, I think you guys got YouTube. But next time we'll do, because then people can subscribe to your channel right away, because they can see through the chat here. We got this person, Rosanna said, hey, just wanted to thank Theon on protection tips and Julie for the self-love.
Oh,
And I want to thank for you too for all that little tips there. Better than that, you guys, the listener, you can connect with both of them. Okay, I got their information there. Next time we're gonna come back and we're gonna add their destination to their YouTube and their social media too, so they can actually.
I think our YouTube is on it's the EvolvMe YouTube. So Julie and my show, is on the YouTube on EvolvMe. So definitely check it out.
Awesome. You guys can go and visit them. So I know you guys, been on for almost 2 hours, and I would like to thank both of you for amazing time and amazing energy that you two have provided to the, my channel here, as well as the followers here. And you guys
Well,
did
we love
amazing.
you, Tina.
Oh, well, I love you too.
You're the best.
This is amazing. I mean, I have so much fun. I haven't done this live in English for quite a while, and just so exciting to come back and doing this again. And definitely we'll come back again, with Julie and Theon. They may come in separately or together. It depends on their schedule, but they'll come in and tune in and share about what they do. I mean, today, most people may not be aware of exactly what you guys do, but once they get a hang of it and you guys share information, this is going to be amazing. And you guys got anything else to share? Theon, Julie, last word?
No.
Very much. This has been a pleasure, an honor, and a blessing to be here with all of you today. And so my message to everyone is be in your power.
Be in your power, right, guys? Remember that. This is a message for everyone, especially right now. Be in your power. Don't let anyone take power away from you.
No.
Don't go into the fear mode. Don't go into that negativity, jealousy or hatred or anything that's in negative thinking, because that's how you break your protection, really. And I totally agree.
And to truly connect with the oneness, like we were talking about the oneness, and it's about unconditional love. How, just as you love, your family or even, your pets, or with that unconditional love, you have to love yourself the same. So when you live within unconditional love, that power, all of those things are possible. If you can, understand when you make mistakes and forgive yourself for these things or others, then you're living within unconditional love. And we talk about what's going on in the world. If we all lived within unconditional love, we could change the world. So that's the most important. Yeah,
absolutely. Especially what's going on right now, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Emma said, can't thank enough to both of you, Theon and Julie, for such a fruitful tips. She appreciates that. And what you guys can do back in appreciation, share this video, share Julie and Theon to your friends. You guys have a lot of friends, and now everybody, have friends from all over the world. Share the video, share their wisdom, and then people get to know Theon and Julie a little bit more, and that would be a great help. We appreciate that. With that said, hey, Theon and Julie, love you guys a lot. Thank you so much. A wonderful time. We'll do this again. And I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today. Please do share this video. I really appreciate that. And for those who didn't get the reading today, I'm so sorry. We couldn't do, if it didn't come out soon enough, I have to keep moving to the next person, and maybe next time, we can only do reading only for a few people, but we'll do this again. How about
and maybe we'll have Julie on our show on a paranormal medium. So maybe we'll have Tina come.
And that'll be nice. I'll be doing that. And I'll be having different guests coming on. This coming Thursday is supposed to be a channeler who's going to channel Michael, Archangel Michael. You know, may get some messages or may get some healing. So, but, you know, with that said, you know, you guys have a good night. Julie and Theon, love you a lot.
you.
Lots of love and
Bye,
hug.
everyone.
Yes, thank you. You guys have a great night. I know you guys in the East Coast. It's probably a little bit late right now, right? Yeah. So thank you and talk to you guys later. And for everyone, please share the video. Thank you so much.
All right.
You.
Yes,
Bye.
I forget to click like. Thank you.
Bye.
I'll end the screen.